All right, welcome back to Buildingdadbod 2.0. We are in the garage gym right now. I'm doing a gym tour today. So first up, we've got the Bells of Steel belt squat. Done a short video on it and a review. Love it. I got some Bells of Steel machine plates on there, as well as some Bells of Steel Mighty Grip plates. Some more over in the corner there, 25s. And some more on the reverse hammer, along with some Hansu Power calibrated plates. So I got the reverse hammer there. Allows you to do reverse hyperextensions, glute ham raises, back extensions. Garage gym's basically all focused on legs and posterior chain machines. Amstaff Fitness leg curl leg extension. Actually works really well. Didn't realize at first you could raise the front of the seat up. Once I did that, get a way bigger hamstring stretch and pump. And then the Inspire adjustable back extension. I got that because it allows me to hit different angles on the back extension, where on the reverse hammer I can do back extensions, but it's just fixed. You can't have your, you can lower it a little bit on the back for your legs, but it's not the same as having it on the angle here. I use both machines and really like both. A lot of people say, that like the reverse hammer takes up a ton of space, but if you got room for it, it's a super versatile machine. Really good for me building my lower back, glutes, and hamstrings. Right, so we're heading outside now. Got the track out here. This is where I do my sled pulls, yoke carries, farmer's carries. Do all my circuits. Out here we got the sled, Bells of Steel yoke. I might move the yoke into my other gym and use it as a squat rack in the garage. I got the punching bag there. My wife uses it a lot more than I do. I got a 10 by 14 platform for working out outside. 4 45-pound plates that I have out here for loading up the sled and the yoke. I'll head into the shed gym. I got a battle rope there, which I rarely use. The shed gym, we have, first off, all the little dumbbells up there. My daughters use the little ones a lot. I used them, I tore a rotator cuff, used them a lot for rehabbing my rotator cuff. And I've got everything from 2 pounds up to 15 pounds up there. The 10s through 15s I use a lot for drop sets on my shoulders. Over here we got on my belts. A bunch of them are too big for me now, but just got a new lever belt. I'm excited to start using that. On my elbow and knee sleeves in here, my supportive gear. I do get some use out of those if I'm going heavy, which I haven't been lately. Been more focused on hypertrophy. Then in here, we got all my wrist wraps, straps. I got some figure eights, regular straps, a few collars there, a bunch of grippers. I got some element ones, and I got also some Captains of Crush, 1.5, 2, and 2.5. Here we have the poor man's chalk bowl. I see all ones online selling for over $100. I went to the dollar store and got a stainless steel bowl and a bracket and made my chalk bowl for $3. I got the TV up there with the Fire Stick. I watch a lot of YouTube videos while I'm working out. Down here we got the dumbbells. So I actually just I had a full set of dumbbells, pro style, from 20 up to 120 pounds. But then I got these little guys here. I couldn't fit them all in the rack. So I went out and got these plate mates, 2.5 pounds put them on either side of the dumbbell, and then you can get rid of all your 5-pound increments. So that's been awesome. Get all my dumbbells up on the rack off the floor now. So I got from 20 up to 100, and with the plate mates I can go right up to 135 pounds now. I put my 130s back together on the end there. I got some spare pro style handles on the floor down there. I'll show you over here quick. I got my 50s hanging over here. I made this shelf, drops in on my squat rack. Use that for mostly for doing box squats. But what I wanted to show you here is the 50s are hanging from the Mad Spotters. I know some people hate on those. Say if you can't start them, you shouldn't lift them. For me, I can start everything in the gym, even my 130s, but I like the Mad Spotters because it allows you to get your shoulders set, get an optimal pressing position before you lift the weights off. So I really like those. Like I say, I tore my one of my rotator cuff muscles on my left shoulder at 1.2, so just safe way to start my dumbbells. And then the other thing I wanted to show over here quick, before we carry on the other side, is the bench block. So I also used this a lot when I was recovering from my torn rotator cuff. Used it on the 2-block setting. So I didn't have to go quite as deep, and got up to a 350-pound block press. At that time, I was 236 pounds, a lot heavier than I am now. All right, so we'll start back over here. So over here, we've got the calibrated plates. Why do I have calibrated plates? I'm not a power lifter, just because I like them. So I've got strong arm. I've got some Gorilla Fitness. I've got some Hansu Power. There's some Hansu Power down there. Got a ton of 20s. 455s, more. There's my other 20s over here, and then a ton of 10s, 10 kgs. I really like those for doing stiff leg deadlifts, barbell, bend over rows, stuff like that, because they're small. I can stack as many as I want on the bar, but it allows me to get more range of motion, more stretch into my hamstrings on a lot of movements. I also like to do seal rows, but I don't have a seal row bench, so it allows me to get my bench up high enough. I can do seal rows without having to have my bench super high if I was using bigger plates. So here I just got a few odds and ends. These rotating push-up handles, I really like them. My wrist flexibility is not awesome, so I can hold them neutral, and then you can spin your hands into wherever is comfortable. My fat grips, I really like those. First time I used them, my hands and just absolutely shaking like crazy the next day. So here I just wanted to show, these are the 3 different brands of calibrated plates that I have. I just got the 10 kgs here because they're the only one I have all 3 in. Hansu Power. They're actually based out of Vancouver, free shipping in Canada. Strong Arm Sport, if you never ordered from them, check them out. They're based out of Calgary. Their owner used to be a power lifter. A lot of good stuff there. Getting some new bars coming in shortly. Reasonably priced, especially for Canada. And then Gorilla Fitness. So Gorilla Fitness, I ordered these. They were on clearance, and they're nice. They're super thin. They're the thinnest by actually quite a bit. But the thing I do not like about them is there's no real lip for grabbing, and calibrated plates are already thin, and the surface is quite slick. Only time in my life I've almost dropped the plate on my foot was one of these Gorilla Fitness calibrated plates. The Strong Arm have more of a square lip. Hansu Power's got a nice beveled lip so you can get your fingers in there. All in all though, they're all good plates. say the fit and finish on the hand suit power is probably the best. Strong arm was great. I got them on sale. Really happy with those. They're all really accurate as far as weight goes, so I can't complain about that. Down here, got my kettlebell collection, which I'm slowly adding to. Beside that, we got the dip attachments for my Amstaff squat rack, as well as the Bells of Steel split leg squat attachment. It's 5/8. My squat rack is 1 inch, but I've just made adapters so I can use Bells of Steel attachments on it. Over here, got a strongman log. Apparently it's Bells of Steel. I bought it used. The guy told me he bought it off Cave-On when he was in Vancouver, just starting out. So I don't know. I didn't know they ever sold a log. Beside that, we got a Synergy trap bar. The knurling on it is actually quite aggressive, which I really like. The sleeves are short, but with calibrated plates, it doesn't matter. I can get a ton of weight on there. Got some locking collars and all my calibrated change plates up top here. Some 10 and 15 pound bumper plates. I bought those for my wife and my girls for doing deadlifts, rows, stuff like that. Over here, got my collection of bands as well as my dip belt. Some more bands in behind the dip belt. So the bands I use when I was training for heavy block press, I used the bands to add more resistance at the top. Also great for when I was rehabbing my my shoulders. Still use them all the time for doing face pulls, banded pull aparts. Up here we have, looks like a Bells of Steel Arch Nemesis, but it's actually from Squat Racks Canada. It is, I think, the exact same bar, but I don't know if Bells of Steel has updated their knurling at all. The knurling on it's a little more aggressive than Bells of Steel. Beside that, we have XM Fitness straight Swiss bar. I actually really like that bar for overhead pressing. Give you more kind of in between grip, not quite neutral, but feels really good for overhead pressing. Beside that, we have the original XM Fitness safety squat bar. It's okay. Shoulder pads are a little wide set apart. They sit right on my shoulder joint. And the angle's not quite right on it for it to sit. Like you can't take your hands off it and have it just balance there unless you flip it upside down, which works your core like crazy. So that's not a bad thing. I got a foam roller down there. Right here we have the Bells of Steel Blitz bike. I believe they call it Satan's tricycle. I actually really like it. You can go really hard on it. The harder you go, the harder it is. Or you can just sit and do steady state, which is mostly what I do. If you watch my channel at all, you know in the summertime I do mostly weighted vest walks, but in the wintertime it gets pretty miserable around here. So I spend a lot of time riding the bike. Up on the wall here, I hang all my benches. So I got an old Nautilus seated pressing bench. I do a lot of just dumbbell presses, seated shoulder presses with that bench. Next to that, Amstaff flat incline bench. Thing weighs about 300 pounds. It's a tank. Overall, I'm happy enough with it, but it does have a bit of a wobble to it. So you see I put wooden blocks on it, so when I'm doing flat bench, it doesn't wobble. But I got sick of having the gap on flat bench, so I went out and bought the Bells of Steel flat bench, and I really like that bench. It's got a really thick, solid pad on it. Good grip to it, so I can get my shoulders set really nicely. no complaints at all about that bench. Up here we got rings. They hang from my monkey bars. Use those for doing dips. Enjoy the rings. Up there got a Bells of Steel Olympic bar. I'm training for the fair 2-minute spinning hang, so I just attached the bar up there, so I got a spinning bar. And then beside that, I got another bar that I made, welded some bolts onto the end of it, and then put them through some bearings, so that one spins as well, but it's a thicker bar. So it gives me the option to train with a thick bar. Over here we got the Amstaff pull down / low row. I actually really like this machine. It's plate loaded. Nothing fancy. It was fairly cheap when I bought it. But I'm 5'9". If you're taller than that, you're probably not going to be able to get full extension out of it, which is really key to a good lat pull down. Hanging from that, we got the Bells of Steel Arch Nemesis, which I cut the ends off of. I got the Squire Axe Canada bar on sale. Has slightly better knurling, so I use that one for rows and presses, and then I just use this one as a dedicated cable attachment. As you can see here, it's got neutral grip handle, so it gives me 3 different options where I can do neutral grip pull downs from. Try to vary my grip on pull down so I'm not doing the same thing every week. Otherwise I get sore elbows. Down there it's got the low row. I pulled the foot plate off it and put it on my functional trainer, but still works fine as a low row. Up here I got all the knockoff mag grip attachments. Got them actually from Esports Fitness in Kelowna. They are the good ones though. They got the beveled edge here, ergonomic grip. Really like them. They're a game changer. Like I say, trying to save my elbows. Find those are just super comfortable, super ergonomic, easy on the elbows. I got some more bumper plates up top here. Synergy Squat Racks Canada. Here I have Gorilla Fitness slam balls. So I got the bigger ones, 60, 80, 100, and 150. Mostly use them like the bigger ones like sandbags. Do front carries with them when I do circuits outside. And then I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, which I actually use as slam balls. And do some core training with them. Here, got some nunchuck handles that I welded up for my functional trainer. A few movements I like to use those for. Down here I got my landmine, some axle stands. I use one axle stand when I'm loading my landmine. The other one I use for filming YouTube videos. So my Amstaff functional trainer. Again, I like it. Super simple, plate loaded. I'd love to get at some point selectorized stack, but I'm not ready to drop $3,000 on a good functional trainer yet. Still saving for that. I see Bells of Steel's got a new one they're releasing soon with a bunch of attachments, so may check that out when it releases, and when I have enough money, go for that. There we have my farmer's carry handles. I use those quite a bit actually, doing circuits out on my track. Love doing farmer's carries, just trying to build up my core stability. Beside that is just a straight bar for the functional trainer, which I rarely ever use. Thought I'd use it a ton, but don't. And then I got a bunch of bands and chains. There's a harness back in there for the sled, and a couple of agility ladders that my wife and daughters like to use. Down here we got some 50 and 45 pound plates that I can put on the functional trainer or the pull down. And then here we got just some change plates for it, as well as some attachments. Got a V-bar attachment, 2 rope attachments, D-handle attachment. Up here, the easy curl attachment. A couple of the fabric D-handle attachments there. Floor, got an 80 pound and a 40 pound sandbag. Up here, we got a few more. Got a straight cable attachment. This one here is a PVC pipe. I made it. I just put it on, slip it on the end of a barbell, and I can do grip training with it. So slip it on there. Attach plates to it. Up and down. And then above that, I got a longer straight lat pull down. Up there, we got a whatever you call it, weight pin for a rope that I bought. Up there, we got some Bells of Steel spotter arms. I use them out on the front of my squat rack as well as on my yoke. Got a Synergy Rhino power bar, Synergy easy curl bar, Bells of Steel rackable easy curl bar, which is really nice. The rackable easy curl bar is a game changer. It's nice throwing it on the rack and being able to load the plates on it. It is way more of a kind of exaggerated bend in it, so it's almost neutral grip. So I still use both. I use the Synergy one and the Bells of Steel one. Hits the biceps a little bit differently. Next to that, we've got the Synergy. It's a women's Olympic bar. I bought that for my wife and my daughters, but I'm not going to lie. Got tiny hands and I love it for doing rows. Next to that is my first barbell I ever bought from Fitness Avenue. It's a monster. It's 32 millimeter power bar. It's got tapered roller bearings in it, which I've never seen before. And next to that one here is the Iron Bowl Fitness power bar. I really like this power bar actually. It's got the most aggressive knurling out of any of the bars that I have. And beside that is a Matsuru Fitness, the black one there, Matsuru Fitness Olympic bar. Very similar to the Bells of Steel Olympic bar, only it's got a little bit more aggressive knurling. Hanging off the squat rack, we've got some Strong Arm Sport camber attachments. Thought I'd use them a ton, but I rarely ever do. Now the bar that I use all the time and absolutely love is the Strong Arm Sport Buffalo bar. Game changer for me as far as my mobility is not the best in my shoulders and my elbows. So just having that bend allows me to grip the bar so much easier. My arms don't go to sleep. And the other thing I love about it is it works my core more. More core stability doing squats. I can squat more with a straight bar, but that one hits my core more. Got my poor man's bamboo bar there, PVC tsunami bar. I got one thinner PVC pipe with some collars glued to it, and then that slipped inside a thicker PVC pipe. And then I also took and put a wood dowel through the thinner pipe just to give it more rigidity and help it get a little more bounce to it. Below that, I got another Synergy Rhino power bar. And other than that, we got the squat rack, power rack from Amstaff Fitness. Definitely not the highest quality squat rack out there, but I've honestly had zero issues with it. It's rated up to 1,000 pounds. It's got the drop-in safeties, which I love. Those are my favorite safeties. I hate the fabric safeties that I like that these ones are the same height all the way across and super easy to put in, take out. Like I said, I built a bench to go across it. Fits really nice on them. Now it's got band pegs on it, 1-inch holes. So I took and put bells of steel monolift attachments on it. I had to build bushings. So I just took a 1-inch bar and drilled 5/8 holes through it. Works great. Then we just got a bunch of spring collars up here. That's basically it for the gym tour. I got a bunch of gym mats. Some up there, some over there hanging on the wall. Those are great. Right now I got some of them blocking the windows to keep the heat out in the summertime. That's it. That's the home gym tour. This is where I'm building Dadbod 2.0. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.